Breaking news, Nigerians. ASOROCK don scatter. Nigerian government never saw this coming. Donald Trump sent message to Finland over Simon Ekpa's release. Nigerians, Donald Trump to help Simon Ekpa, from Finland detention. If you can recall one of our previous videos, when the news of about 18 foreign lawyers, these people are from the US, vowed to defend Simon Ekpa in Finland court. In this video, you are going to see everything. You are going to see it live and direct, how it's happening. Nigerian government never thought this will ever happen. Even Finland, they don't shake, they don't shock. Say Donald Trump don't carry hand and leg put for the inside this matter. Wow. So guys, let's hit the news and get the full details. If you are just joining us for the first time, I beg, subscribe to this channel. Share this video. All Biafrans must see this. This is a very good news to all Biafrans. Okay, share this video, make it go viral. If you cannot share, please like. If you are joining us for the first time, subscribe. Thank you.
In the past couple of days, a lot of groundbreaking events has unfolded and a lot of top events has happened in Finland and in all parts of the world regarding this man known as Simon. Yes. In this video, you get to see and understand how the US president, in the person of Donald Trump, currently is actively involved in the case of Simon. You get to see how some administrative bodies and some companies domiciled in Finland are suffering because this man currently is placed in detention. Yes, in this third video, you get to see and understand how top politicians domiciled in Japan have come together to form a strong and formidable team that will definitely fight in favor of Simon. In this third video, you get to see and understand how Finland as a country has been placed in a very, very tight corner by Donald Trump because of the way and manner they have been treating this man known as Simon. This is going to be a very, very big and interesting video. So I will urge you to grab a popcorn and a bottle of Coke because it's going to be a roller coaster ride. So I will advise you to watch this video up or to the very, very end. So first thing first, let's start with our very first update. Well, as we speak, this man known as Simon has taken over major publications, newspaper outlets and TV channels domiciled in Finland. Yes, as we speak, this man's face is all across the media and all across the news. Why is that so? Well, take a look at this recent update coming from Yale. As we all know, Yale happens to be one of the biggest newspaper outlets and media house domiciled in Finland. So these guys came out recently to give a very, very clear and peculiar update about Mr. Simon. So let's take this news one after the other. Well, shown right now on your screen is the very first briefing from Yale, where it states subsidies for private roads plummeted. It is not even worth starting planning or a road renovation, says an expert. This news publication also went a step further to make more clarifications, where it states many roads are really bad, says the road manager. Interestingly, just in case you don't understand what is currently happening in Finland and what Yale are trying to portray or pass across, well, for better understanding, take a look at this publication. Simon has been influential in local politics in Lahti. He is currently a member appointed by the National Coalition Party on the Lahti Region Public Transport Committee, but he has not recently attended the meeting of the committee for a very long time now. So the question here is, what is happening? Well, some individuals domiciled in Finland came out recently to complain about the poor infrastructure when it comes to transport and easy movement or shipment of goods and services in Finland. Yes, they came out to complain that since after this guy was detained by the Finnish authorities, the citizens have noticed a wide-scale decline when it comes to transport and road network connectivity in Finland. So they're calling for the government to look into this particular problem as soon as possible, or better still, bring back the individual who was in charge of this road transport or road network system in that city in that point in time. Anyways, moving on swiftly, let's look at our second most interesting update that will be discussed here in this video. Just in case you don't know, the current president of the USA, in the person of President Donald J. Trump, made very, very interesting moves and a very, very interesting remark that will definitely change the way and manner international bodies, Finland, Nigeria, and so on and so forth, sees Mr. Simon going on forward. Yes, the president of the USA currently has this man, Simon, in his full administrative book. How did he get to know about Simon, or how did Simon get under his radar? Well, a couple of days back, an individual under the USB, that is to say, an individual under the United States of Biafra, made a trip to Japan to meet with some of its top political party members and some top rulers domiciled in Japan. Well, showing right now on your screen is a video taken from that day and time. As you can see, we have this man. This man is known as Mr. Honorable Henry Azubuike, and he met with Japanese political leaders that support the Biafran movement and also support this man known as Simon. In this meeting, a lot of discussions were had and a lot of rulings were made. And in that meeting, Simon's name was mentioned a couple of times. Well, in conclusion, these Japanese politicians who met with Mr. Azubuike came to a conclusion and came or derived to an agreement. Yes, these guys agreed collectively that they will meet the Prime Minister of Japan in the person of Shigeru Ishiba to discuss the rulings of that meeting. That is to say, whatever these people discuss in this closed-door meeting will be presented to the Prime Minister of Japan in the person of Shigeru Ishiba. So the question here is, why is this man even important? Why is the Prime Minister of Japan even needed in this conversation? Or why is even needed to be part of this meeting? Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, take a look at this news publication coming from Japan, where it states, Japan Prime Minister Ishiba eyes US visit for summit with Trump. Yes, just in case you don't understand, the Prime Minister of Japan is scheduled to meet with Trump on the 7th of February. That is to say, he is scheduled to meet with Trump this month. Yes, the Prime Minister of Japan will have to travel to the USA, to Washington, D.C., meet with Donald Trump in the White House to have a series of conversations and how to strengthen the relationship between Japan and USA. Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, the After Press, one of the biggest news publications in the world, asked this man, they asked the Prime Minister of Japan in the person of Shigeru Ishiba to explain the main reason why he wants to meet with Trump in person. Well, take a look at this publication and take a look at his answers. He said, Japan's leader says he's preparing for a tough negotiations with Trump on maintaining U.S. presence. As you can see, the AP used the word tough negotiations to explain this guy's meeting, or this guy's potential meeting with Donald Trump in the USA. This is going to be a very, very interesting one, because this guy, the Prime Minister of Japan, in his own words, promised to bring the conversation of Simon in the presence of Donald Trump. And that is not even all. A lot of exciting things has happened behind the scenes regarding Trump and Simon. Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, a couple of days back, the Deputy Prime Minister of Biafra in the person of Ngozi Orabueze traveled to the USA, to Washington, D.C., to hold a very, very important meeting with a politician domiciled in that country. Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, take a look at this publication where it states, breaking, just stepping out from a formal private meeting with those that matters in Washington, D.C. towards our recognition. USB is on the table. We will keep Biafrans posted. Yes, this guy has held a very serious meeting in Washington, D.C., which, as we all know, is the capital city of the USA and also is the official residence and the official workplace of the president in the person of Donald J. Trump. So the question here is, why is Donald Trump so much interested in Simon's case? And why is the Prime Minister of Japan even interested in trying to bring up the conversation of Simon to the president of the greatest and the biggest country of the world? Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, let me explain. Showing right now on your screen is a list of Donald Trump 2024 presidential campaign endorsements. Yes, this is a list released by Wikipedia, which happens to be one of the top websites domiciled in the whole wide world. Yes, so Wikipedia made a very, very interesting revelation and publication a couple of hours back. In that publication, this guy has made a list of individuals who supported or individuals who endorsed Donald Trump. And let me show you something interesting and something many Nigerian news outlets and media publications are yet to release or are yet to see or notice. Well, showing right now on your screen, it's a listing of some individuals who supported Donald Trump. And if you look closely, you definitely see Mr. Simon, who happens to be the Prime Minister of the Republic in exile from 2003 up until this day and time. And if you look below his name, you definitely see a man known as Viktor Orban, who is the Prime Minister of Hungary. So why is this publication even necessary? Well, as we speak, Donald Trump seems to show, or is trying to reciprocate, the love and support he received during or before his campaign. Yes, as we speak, this man is currently reciprocating the support he received from individuals. That is to say, all the influentials or top figures who use their platform to campaign for him are currently receiving great light from this man. Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, take a look at this publication coming from the NBC News, where it states Trump's endorsement faces first test of his presidency in Florida special primary. It also went a step further to give more clarifications so you can understand what is currently happening. As you can see, this man is showing love and support for every individual who supported him, and based out of a formal publication from Wikipedia, Simon's name is one of the first international politicians who came out openly to show love and support, and who came out openly to endorse Mr. Donald Trump. And this was highly recorded during that session. We're moving on swiftly. This man came out, that's to say the president of the USA, came out to make very, very interesting comment and statement, which was released on the 2nd of February 2025. That is to say, this was released on Sunday of this said month. Well, for better understanding, take a look at this tweet where it states, South Africa is confiscating land and treating certain classes of people very badly. It is a bad situation that the radical left media doesn't want to so much as mention. A massive human rights violation at a minimum is happening for all to see. The United States won't stand for it. We will act. Also, I will be cutting off all future funding to South Africa until a full investigation of this situation has been completed. And like I said, this publication was released on the 2nd of February 2025 in relations to some political issues in South Africa. But the moment Donald Trump released that tweet, something happened in Finland. Yes, as you can clearly see in this tweet, this guy is all against any human rights violation. That is to say, if you don't treat a human accurately or treat them according to the laws of their fundamental human rights, will be in the bad books of Mr. Trump. So the moment he released that tweet on Sunday, something very, very interesting happened in Finland, which definitely threw a massive punch to their economy. Well, for better understanding, take a look at the publication from this media house known as Yale. Well, in this channel, we only publish news from Finland coming from Yale, because this happens to be one of the top accredited media houses and publication in that country. We don't share news coming from anywhere else. We only show or portray information coming from this media house and TV channel. Well, Yale released a publication which states the fear of Trump immediately pushed the Finnish stock exchange ugly into the red. Many national stocks are down several percent. This is a very, very interesting one, because the sudden decline of Finnish economy happened immediately Donald Trump released that tweet. This simply means that something is happening behind the scenes, which is against any form of human rights abuse. Well, some individuals has likened the post released by Donald Trump with Simon. Yes, some believe that Donald Trump somehow, somewhere has sanctioned Finland because they failed to respect the fundamental human rights of Mr. Simon. Well, moving on swiftly, we also received a very, very interesting update from an individual domiciled within the Finnish authorities, which claimed that they received a direct and stern comment from politicians and leaders in the USA regarding an individual domiciled in their detention facility. Yes, these guys categorically stated that they received a clear message from Washington, D.C. regarding Mr. Simon in their detention facility. Well, as we speak, we are still trying to go through the message and go through the voice recordings of that conversation to pinpoint basic news and pinpoint facts and factual updates from that recording. So as we speak, we are still trying to fact check to know if that recording is coming from an AI or from a human. And in our subsequent video, we definitely expose all of our findings and all of our research for you to understand and get latest info and news briefing. Well, if you want to be among the very first individuals that will get that briefing when we drop it, do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications, because you will get latest and factual updates only on this channel regarding Mr. Simon. So do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications. Anyways, moving on swiftly, after Donald Trump released that tweet, like I said, a lot of events unfolded in Finland that has to do with their economy. Yes, a lot of sector and a lot of industries declined massively in their forex and in their stocks. Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, take a look at this publication where it states in Finland, for example, Nokia stock is down more than 2% last week. Nokia stock rose nearly 7% in one day with an earning release that beat expectations. So as you can see, Nokia is one of the biggest industry or firms or companies domiciled in Finland that received one of the highest decline in its economy and in stock because of the tweet released by Mr. Donald Trump in relations with fundamental human rights. Anyways, moving on swiftly, just recently we stumbled on an audio recording that was sent to the Deputy Prime Minister of the USB in the person of Ngozi Orabueze. Yes, Simon in detention sent an individual to relay a very clear statement and clear info directed to Ngozi Orabueze. Yes, unfortunately, we stumbled on that audio recording and to be shared live on this channel. So if you want to be among the very first individuals to receive a first-hand info and a first-hand directives from Mr. Simon while in detention, do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications because you will only find it here on this channel. Anyways, moving on swiftly, still talking about Simon in detention. In our previous video, we released some updates and some pictures and photos of Simon while in court, a court domicile in Päijät-Häme, Finland. Yes, in our previous video, for the very first time, we showed pictures of this man taken in a court room domicile in Finland. Well,
I want to encourage every Biafrans to be very, very, very resolute and focused. The difference between us, the Biafra people, and those that are blackmailing and propagating all manner of falsehood against us is that they are two-faced people, corrupt, very unbalanced people, and we are not two-faced. These people that are parading and spreading all this falsehood against us are those who believe in Biafra and they believe in Nigeria.
So guys, if you all watched this video, what's your take on this? This is really getting more interesting and tougher as well. Please don't forget to share, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you and bye for now. See you in my next video.